Hello, so we're inside the RV today for the sole purpose of the last several videos in a row have all been regarding putting our solar system together, and would it in fact run the AC. So the system had a couple of hiccups along the way. We've got them all resolved now though, and we already know that it does run the AC. So the purpose of today is to work out. So that's great that you can turn the AC on, but the next big thing is like it's not really the entire equation to know that you can turn your AC on. It's how long can you do it for. So just for benchmark um, reference, our solar system consists of 1,200 watts of solar on the roof of the trailer that runs nothing but our big loads. Then we have a smaller system that is trickle charged by a little 50-watt panel that does nothing but trickle charge a completely separate 12-volt system off to the side that is for the purpose of running a refrigerator and lights, in particular at nighttime, so that the big system doesn't have to. Um, so that is completely separate. So the fridge, while we're running the AC today, is not going to be receiving any power from the system that runs the air conditioner, which is the big 24-volt system. The inverter is 3,000 watts. It is a transformer style inverter, so it will take 9,000 watt surges when required to turn it on and off. Um, the solar is charging six. They're 150 amp hour batteries, but that's at 12 volts. So technically, if we had them hooked up in 12 volts, that would be 900 amp hours worth. But because we have them wired at 24 volts, it's 450. Um, so that's basically what we're dealing with here. So it's about, what time is it? It's about almost 9 in the morning. Currently, the temperature inside the trailer is only 17 degrees Celsius. It is supposed to be a decent day today, with temperatures getting up into the upper 20s. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, and I should also point out too that our batteries as of 9 o'clock this morning are sitting at about 99%. Um, Actually, they might be up to 100 now. Yeah, it is up to 100 now. So yeah, so that's I have had a little bar fridge in our outdoor kitchen running, and it runs all night off of this. And so usually by, I don't know, like not even an hour into the morning or whatever, whatever that used is topped off. But I now have that unplugged so that we're just only using the air conditioner today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this on. So we'll set the fan speed to auto, and then we'll choose, I don't know, choose 20 degrees, I guess. It's going to take, oh, we're already up to 18 now that the sun is just about on top of us at 9 a.m. this morning. But I'll come back every couple of hours and see how this is going, and we'll try to regulate a temperature of 20 degrees in here and see how long it looks like it's going to run for. Okay, so it's now about just about 20 after 11. The air conditioner has kicked in a couple of times. I actually adjusted the thermostat to, because the weather forecast for today has dropped a little bit. We're only supposed to get into more like the mid 20s now. So I've dropped the thermostat in here to 19, which is probably a little chillier than what we would normally want to have it. But I just figured for the sake of the experiment, maintaining, about a 5 degree differential from outside to inside was probably um, more what I was looking to figure out. The Despite the fact that it's run a couple of times, we do have the sun overhead now, and the solar panels are making decent power. And although the batteries have, they dropped about, I don't know, a percent or something during the, 5 minutes ish or so that the air conditioning has been running, the solar panels have picked that back up pretty quick in the period of time in between before it kicks in again. So as the day gets a little bit warmer and it's kicking in more frequently, we'll probably start losing ground here. But at least at the moment, the 1200 watts on the roof and the 450 amp hours at 24 volts that we have in battery capacity is keeping up to this just fine. Okay, so it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon now, and the air conditioner has been kicking in more and more often now because there is about a 4 or 5 degree difference between outside and what I have the trailer set to. I actually dropped it one more degree to 19 degrees to maintain in here, just so that we have about a 4 to 5 degree difference between outside and in here, which we're almost at that temperature difference now. So the air conditioner has been kicking in at pretty regular intervals, but it feels like it's chilly in here right now. And currently the batteries are sitting at 96%. According to the Smart Shunt, it's telling me obviously right now, because the air conditioner cycled off, that we're good to go for an indefinite period of time. Although when I first came in here, I wasn't able to get the camera going quickly enough, but the air conditioner was running, and with the amount of solar that was coming in, which currently we're charging at 17.9 amps and 485-ish watts off the solar panels. But at any rate, while the air conditioner was running, it was telling me that I had about 11 or 12 hours to go, with the solar offset to the amount of current that we were pulling out of the batteries. So I uh, personally, I'm thoroughly impressed by this so far. Now the real test of course is going to be, what about when it's like actually summer and we're dealing with like 30-degree days and stuff like that. And I mean, obviously, we're not expecting to get 11 or 12 hours under those kinds of situations. Really, all we wanted to be able to do was to realistically run the air conditioner for even an hour in the evening as the sun is going down, just to kind of make it a little bit more comfortable in here as it gets closer to the time that we want to go to sleep. So the fact that, at least at the moment, it appears as though the AC is going to cycle on and off to maintain 19 degrees in the trailer while it's currently about 25, 26 degrees outside, for literally all day, um, unless something changes over the course of the day as we get into peak into the peak heat for the day. But I mean, I couldn't be happier about that. I think that's pretty impressive. And we're not actually even, the conditions today have been sort of partly cloudy, um, as per when I just had a look at the solar production just now. So I mean, we're only actually using about 500 to 600 watts out of the solar panels that we have up there. I have seen them go as high as 7 or 8. I don't know that you ever get full production out of your solar panels, like in our case 1200, but I have seen them charge at close to 30 amps, and we're not doing that right now, and we're still doing a decent job of keeping up to things. So I'll come back out in a couple more hours and see how things are going. But I mean, we're still in the 90 something percent range for state of charge, and considering the air conditioner, I've heard it kick in and on and off while I've been outside working several times, for several minutes each time. I don't know. I think that this experiment is pretty exciting, and I couldn't be happier with it so far. Okay, it's now just 10 after 4, and I do have to end this experiment because I'm just going to hook on to the fifth wheel now and take it down to the RV place there to get a repair made to our sewer gate. But the air conditioner is actually currently running right now. And as you can see, it is pulling about 55 amps when when the fan is in high. I have it on auto mode, so when it's on low, it seems to pull about 35 amps to 40. Um, but as you can see, the batteries are still at 96%. Um, and I think that that's pretty darn good. So we started this experiment at 9 o'clock this morning. It took until probably, I would say, 10:30 for the um, AC unit to actually kick in for the first time, and it did so actually when I dropped the thermostat down to I actually ended up dropping it to 19 degrees just to make sure that we had a bare minimum of about 5 degrees difference between outside and what I was trying to make the inside. Um, so what I mean, I do have to end this experiment now because, like I said, I have to haul the trailer. But I do intend on doing this a second time when we're trying to drop the temperature to more of a like a 10-degree difference, perhaps, where the AC is going to be kicking in much more frequently than it did today. It did kick in several times though. It's not like I was standing beside it counting them every time it did, but it did kick in numerous times. But there was enough time in between that the solar controller would just keep switching over to bulk mode and let um, all the power that it could harness off the sun through to get those batteries back up again. And as of right this second, with the air conditioner running right now, it's the batteries are still sitting at about 96%. So and I think that according to the like time left, like the ETA on the batteries based on the solar coming in versus the loads going out was still at like 11 or 12 hours or so. So based on the temperatures that we're experiencing today, I probably could have let this thing run all night even because it likely would have cooled down enough in the evening that going into the evening at an already cooler temperature, the AC probably wouldn't have kicked in very many times at all. And then as soon as the sun came up, probably would have had a half a chance at catching back up again to whatever it did use. So what does this mean to you? I don't know. It does probably nothing, I guess. It depends on where you live. We live in Canada. So today we were experiencing about mid 20-degree weather. And I was trying to maintain a 19-degree temperature inside the fifth wheel, which frankly is cooler than we'll probably ever use, but was suitable anyways to just to mess around. If you live in Texas or in Phoenix or something like that, where it's like way hotter and you're trying to deal with differences in temperature to where you need to be comfortable that has your AC trying to drop things, like 10, 15 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees, I don't know. How long would it last then? I don't know. Up where we live in Canada, in the summer, 35 degrees is about as hot as it gets in the summer. And I think that for us, like if I take the results today and divide them roughly in half, if the AC is kicking in twice as often, I'd be pretty satisfied with that because, like I said, that would mean we would have like 6-7 hours worth of AC a day if we were gonna do so. And frankly, that's not really what we wanted this to be able to do. We just wanted it to be able to run the AC, cool our bedroom down at like say 9 o'clock when we're starting to think about maybe going to bed, 10 o'clock, whatever. And by then the sun is starting to go down, it's cooling off anyway. If we have an hour or two of being able to run the AC off the batteries per day and still be able to stay on track with charging and back up the next day, that's a win in my book. So take what you want from this, but I'm pretty pleased with the way that this is working out so far. And I will do another experiment with this on a day where we're pushing 30 something degree weather and see how it responds then.